Hey, Jeremy Lund here with Kiteboard Coach. In this video, we're going to be discussing how to take your jumps to the next level. This is designed for intermediate level riders. This is not how to go absolutely massive or anything like that. This is just the basics of how to go a little bit higher with your jumps, how to add a little bit more style, and how to clean up your landings a little bit. Now, the prerequisites for this is I really recommend that you've mastered at least a simple 3 to 4 foot jump, you've mastered staying upwind, you've mastered edging, and you've mastered load and pop. So those are things that can be seen in other videos. Alright, let's go ahead and rewind this a little bit and put it in slow motion and talk about all the steps. So the first thing you need to make sure is that you have good speed and good power and that you have a loaded bar. Again, meaning that you're sheeted out but still have plenty of power. You're going to come into it and you're going to create good pop. So what I want you to notice right here is I took a very aggressive angle change, edging really hard into the wind to help me create additional pop and lift. At the same time, I'm pulling very hard on the backhand. Now when we come out of freeze frame, I want you to notice that I'm going to pop hard and sheet in at the same time while I still am pulling hard on the backhand. So right there, I pulled really hard, popped at the same time. Just kind of let my board go behind me. Okay, so let's pause this again. Alright, so what I want you to notice is that the kite's actually at 1 o'clock. So I'm going to feather the kite between 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock, leaving it fairly sheeted in. I'm going to sheet out a little bit more if I want to come down. So if you've gone too high, sheet out to start dropping. As you start to drop though, you want to sheet in again and you're going to pull on the forward hand. Pulling on the forward hand will start to dive the kite again, so it's going to go over to 12 and then start diving down the window, and it's actually going to create additional lift as well as forward momentum. This allows you to land a little bit softer but also with more speed. This keeps you from hitting the water and then stalling out and sinking because you want to land and then continue to ride away from it. Now, something very important to keep in mind is that if you're extremely high, if you did a really big jump, you actually want to feather the kite back and forth a little bit more until you get a little bit closer to the water. Now as I continue to get closer and closer to the water, I pull harder and harder on that forward hand. You really want that kite diving. Alright, so I'm spotting my landing. I'm going to land back foot first, feel the water. Okay, back foot hit first. Now look, the kite's only about 30 degrees above the horizon. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at this from another perspective. So again, coming into this with really good speed, and I want to make sure I have a loaded bar. So what you're going to notice right here is that the bar is pretty far sheeted out. And again, that's a loaded bar. Now I want you to see that the kite's pretty high. It's almost to about 12 o'clock. Next, you're going to see me sheet in very aggressively. So you can see that right here. I'm sheeting in very quickly, and that's pulling me off the water. Again, I'm letting my legs just kind of fall below me. Not very much pressure on the legs, just kind of let them do their thing. I'm leaving it sheeting in. I'm leaving the kite at about 12 to 1 o'clock, rocking it back and forth. As I descend, I want you to note that I'm pulling very hard on the forward hand, spotting my landing, and continuing to dive the kite until just a little below 45 degrees. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at this one more time, but this time at full speed. So I'm coming into it, kite's about 45, I quickly bring it to 12, sheet in, launch up, let my legs do their thing, pull on the forward hand, and land. Alright guys, get out there, give it a shot, have a friend film you, and submit it to us if you're having any difficulties.